So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Insightful Pediatric SLP's yet another growth kind of building session. So, through case discussions, article discussions, and niche topics, we look at knowledge. We look at building knowledge and improve our basic skill set. But then there are topics we need to address which improves our skill set as a clinician. Basically, uh, uh, thinking and talking about finances, human resource management, and everything else. So today's topic is one such. So I'll just start with this. So today's topic is one such, and yes, so we are looking at asking for what is due, a therapist's guide to voice and value. I will quickly introduce the two speakers we have with us today. We have Mrs. Shilpa Huzurbazar, who is a senior audiologist and speech language pathologist with more than 34 years of experience. She is the proprietor of Sanwad Speech, Hearing and Research Foundation, and it's all 7 branches of Vijaya Foods, and she's also the treasurer at Astha Charitable Trust. She's also the founder, director, and course coordinator at Rajiv College of Speech and Hearing. She has several awards and accolades to her name, including Arogyam Dhan Sampad Award, the Rotary Award for Social Contribution, Innovation Award by Sakar Papers, Wonder Woman Award by MSME, Tally, and many more. She also has to her credit publications in chapters in books in a book on genetics, and also she has participated in international research on autism. She's a Manhattan trainer and is also trained for dramatics. She can teach dramatics to special children. She has also trained for fees assessment for swallowing disorders and assistive technology. She was the first one to develop the Marathi speech therapy software as well as the CRM software for audiology clinic management. So we really have a true trailblazer over here and somebody who's setting up new benchmarks for us every day. And our second speaker is Mr. Daniel Johnas. He has more than 18 years of experience. He's the owner at HealthQuo Clinic in Thane, and he's also attached at Bethany and MRR Children's Hospital. He is Audio Pro certified by the American Academy of Audiology, which is an international mark of excellence. He is the only certified neurovestibular audiologist in Thane, offering specialized care for balance and dizziness related issues. He looks at hearing aid devices not just for hearing better, but also for supporting both communication health and cognitive health. As a SLP, he works with adults recovering from neurogenic language disorders, voice issues, swallowing issues, and is especially interested also in cancer rehabilitation. So with that, I'll stop my screen share. I will request Daniel sir to go ahead with his presentation and then Shilpa ma'am to join in with more points. It's a short presentation like he has said so that we get more time to discuss later.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Devasmita. And ma'am, it's an honor to present with you. And I'll go quickly with my presentation. So just give me while I share my screen. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes.
Awesome. So here is my presentation. Here we go. I was just getting my, okay. So asking what is due, a therapist's guide to voice and value. And it's a good thought that came into my mind. And then me and Debasmita were discussing about the things that we do and how there has been burnout because many a times our efforts have been undervalued. So a quote, and I think so many of us may be watching, must have watched the series Suits, and it's about how rich people are really badass at uh, doing a negotiation, and that is something I think so we should get it into our practice. So in that, in season 5 episode 3, Harvey Specter says, I don't actually care about the money. My compensation package was about recognizing what I do. Money was just a consequence. And what we ask from our patients is more than money. What we are doing is asking for recognition for the work that we do. But many a times, what we are trying to bring forward to our patients, many a times we don't sell it well. And that is what we are here not to talk about money today. We are here to talk about meaning, because many of us have faced those moments, the kind where someone says, but you just played with my child, and that's all you do. And you've probably felt that lump in your throat when it's time to talk about fees, worried that you might seem less caring. Some may call you money minded. But let me say this, it's not about money, it's about recognition. Today's presentation is not going to be a mic drop moment here, but a mirror to us, where we are here to show and see and discuss how our value is perceived and how we can change that. Okay, house rules. When we get into the time of discussion, uh, during the Q&A, avoid having any personal success stories, and I did this and this was better. We will not be getting into that, but we would be very happy to discuss our whys, why we did it, and that would be the structure, and that will be the rest that will follow up as we discuss. We will not wander off topic telling very detailed stories, but we want to have short, crisp, but a longer discussions. Coffee is on the table. We can meet later, enjoy a nice long chat. Even I like to gossip, so that's good fun. So we can take it forward from there. Okay. So next. Yeah. So the main talk is, we are not selling minutes. We are selling movement in a certain direction. Okay. So the first point I want to make is, payment is recognition, not greed. We often think that they will think I'm greedy if I ask for my payment. But let's reframe that. We are not charging for 45 minutes. You're charging for 3 breakthroughs in communication, for reducing a child's frustration, for helping someone express pain after a stroke. So here, value is not measured in time, it's measured in impact. Okay. Let's talk about what therapy looks at the present. It may look like a board game, a funny voice, a storybook. It can look all fun and games, but what are we really doing? We are scaffolding cognitive functions, building phonological memory, activating semantic networks, but the parent doesn't see this. So tell them. We are here to use this game. I am targeting turn taking and narrative sequences. Help them see the science behind this simplicity, because it is the simple things that take us forward, because many expect a medication that will solve it. But cognitive functions, just like learning math, is never taught like I take one medicine and I will be better at math. So this is something that we need to bring forward to our patients. We shy away from money talks because we think it'll damage rapport. But silence does not build trust, clarity does. Say it like this. Here's how we structure our sessions and how the billing works. Say it early, say it plainly, and move on. No apologies, no awkwardness. So these are some habits we may have to start using on a daily basis. Mainly show value. Don't assume it's obvious. You might feel like, of course, what I'm doing has value. But no, families are not trained to see the way we see therapy. It is generally therapy karke dekh lo. This is what is told by Probably the pediatricians, probably now it has been much more, there's much more respect, but still therapy karke dekh le is what your patients are walking into your office, and this is something that needs to be broken. I would request you all to speak with confidence. Tone matters. We, like example, we managed 6 uninterrupted syllables today. This is not teen shabd bola. No. Use technical terms and all of these things that need to happen. Generally, at your own clinic, you are your own advocate, but generally empower people around you who will advocate for you, like in terms of fee collection and all of that. And then also talking about how the caseload was managed. Here's what makes the difference, and all of these things we need to go in step by step manners. So now I would like to come to a main motive that I would like to share. I think so this will be the main formula in projecting value, and this is something I have taken from script writing and how a script is written. I saw this one reel in which how Pudina chutney was used as a motif in the movie Three Idiots. So in that, there is Pudina chutney when Amir Khan is eating the dokla. Then he pours Pudina chutney on Kareena Kapoor's boyfriend's shoes to show its value. And then there is Pudina chutney on the sherwani later. And so there it is a recurring motif that is happening. So I want you all to take this as a screenshot, and then this will become the basis of our discussion, in which how difficult questions like example, why are your fees higher than the other one? So we can use this formula to build on how we talk about difficult topics about value. Okay, so here we go. So I don't see many children. So, but I am constantly in the process of handling a lot of adults, and where in severe non-fluent aphasia cases, in which I see patients who have had have no verbal output, and I'm constantly now talking about how we are going to start with AAC as a tool. Yeah. And that is where it becomes a very awkward conversation. So here I would like to begin with a story. I walk into a hospital room. Right there are brother and sister sitting. Their father has been left MCA infarct and no verbal output. And the first thing they say is, he said tea this morning. So that is the thing. I said, very good, very nice. When will he talk? So this is going to be the start of the conversation. And then the brother says to me, you know, if we start therapy early and if you are able to see more sessions with him, he will get better. Wow. I said, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for that conversation that we are having. So here we come to the motive there, as I see, as I show on the screen. It is rebuilding connection. Chekhov's gun is he said T. The running gag through the conversation will be, we read this online. And then the plant and the payoff I'm going to explain. So now the motive is we want to build communication. But there will, Chekhov's gun is a story, is a point used by Antoine Chekhov. He is a playwright who said, if you write a scene about World War II, in scene 1, if there is a gun in the background somewhere lying around, by scene 3, it will go off. So this is something that is always there. There will be something in the background that will go off, like the Pudina chutney. It may fall off on somebody, it will be poured on somebody's head. In the same way, patients will use something, and that will be the gun that will go off. We as therapists have to learn to replace that gun with the idea we have to put in. And then the payoff would be when we come to that point. So let me go through it. Now, I am going to tell the patient, my first aim with the patient, is to get them communicating. There is a lot of frustration right now with your father. He's not able to communicate right now with you, and he's giving up because he's all the strength and might that he's using is not helping him. So we need to use an alternative mode of communication so that he starts communicating, sharing his pain, sharing what's in his mind, slowly increasing the scope of communication, and then we take him. So the plant and the payoff here comes to, would you argue how he swims? So just think that the person is drowning. Did the person use the right breaststroke or the freestyle and come out of that drowning situation, or stayed there? So that is when the family starts understanding, oh, we need to get them out of this situation. Just by repeating a few words, say 1 to 10, because you must have seen, people must have bought some alphabet charts and all of that. Those of you who also deal with adults, I say this is very insulting right now. So let's start talking about one. What is the motive of today's session? We want to rebuild communication. Now we replace the Chekhov's gun by he said T, is we want to build communication. So the thing that we will use is, we replace he said T with, we will be using AAC. Now I'm using it specifically in this. Now the running gag is, we read it online. I said, wonderful, you all are very well read. I would want you to read up on this too. If you can read up on this, and then tomorrow we will discuss about these things. And the payoff is communication. And how it comes, if it is done within the scientific framework, we can bring these outcomes. So this is something that I wanted to talk about in, when we are rebuilding communication, how do we write the scripts of what we are doing? And if we can develop a certain hygiene in doing that, I think so the different points that we bring to our patients would be very good. You will not need to be louder. You just need to raise your standards without raising your voice. This is just a beginning of a conversation that we are going to have this evening. And we have Shilpa ma'am here, who has umpteen loads of experience from a time when people just didn't know. She would have had to give a long story on what she did. And we are all here to share these points. And I would now hand it back to Debasmita, and then we take it forward. Thank you.
I think the analogies are very nice for those of us who are especially struggling with the fee structure. Ma'am, please go on, ma'am. We tell us your plan, what you have planned for the evening, then we'll start the discussion, ma'am.
Okay, Daniel, it was nice. Even I learned so many things, how to script your conversation, very technical one, very good. Though we have said no stories, I have to add a little bit of experience to it, that your staff keeps changing. So the person who was working with me on day one now has progressed. So we have to train them to train the new staff. So I have standardized and given script to the staff how they will communicate about fee structure, and I make them practice with the teachers and other staff, so they are used to talking. This is the new thing which I have introduced. So writing scripts does help. Whatever discussion I had with Debosmita, I learned that many are facing problem with from tier 2 cities. Uh, it has already, I mean, I have passed this phase, but still patients are changing, new parents are coming, and there is a lot of things available online now. Competition is developing, so fee structure every time you have to rethink. I mean, it's not that fixed fee is charged and you are okay, now you are settled. The more you are senior in the practice, you expect more value for your experience, but there is limitation. So I have some pointers to discuss. So I will talk for speech only, not for audio. So first, I wanted to know what is my mindset. So a person should know what is my mindset. Is it more of social or it is commercial? I want this much revenue and this is my value. So what is the value you have set for yourself? So according to you, you should communicate. Many times we have guilt. Okay, the patient is poor and am I charging more? So be clear that you control that guilt and say whatever is your value, so that everybody should learn. So valuing your own services. And are you experimental? So many a times we decide on one strategy and 2 3 consecutive patients they fire back, and then you have to remodulate. So you can't stick to one module, so you have to be experimental in mode of communication and be open to their challenges. And yes, one point I have said, how you, every first session I start, I give them the view, what Daniel said. They don't know how to assess a speech therapy outcome. So we have to give a proper vision. Okay, speech therapy sessions will vary from maybe 35 minutes to 45 minutes. Don't look at the watch when you are entering in and when you are going out. So we will be setting certain goals and we will try to achieve them. So when the patient comes in, I discuss with the parents or the patient that this is our goal for the session. And then when we conclude, what we have achieved and what they need to work upon. So that's how developing your own value of speech therapy delivered can be achieved. And it has helped me a lot in retaining the patient. Then comfort zone, yes. Now Gen Z is coming as a parent, so we should be aware what market is. So which market we are dealing with, what are the mindsets of the customers. So earlier we were the, what we say, God for parents, like you say and we will follow. And now people have many tools, so they go back and they study a lot and then they come back. So we have to provide new solutions to them and see what is their income criteria also. So we need not compare our own fee structure with the metro cities and then set the target. Okay, if somebody, the newcomer is charging 5,000 for a session in Mumbai and I am so much experienced, so I should charge this much. So having realistic expectations at our end is very important. And we should always have, though we are from science background, the newcomers, I will say, please go and learn commerce books. You should know balance sheet, how to at least write down profit and loss. So you know how much you should charge to be to earn your livelihood. It should not be that you are charging too low and money is vested from your own pocket. So these are the pointers I have drawn. Debashmita, we can start with the discussions maybe.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So, ma'am, one of the things that you said, being clear with the, both of you said, basically being clear with the fee structure early on, or, after how you do some trial and error, you got clear with the fee structure. And I would say this, even in a smaller city, you will definitely see people, parents paying much more, like to what Daniel sir said, something which is marketed better. So, you will have maybe a ABS system, or, this XYZ person is a teacher who will do OT also, who will do speech also. So we will spend with that person, but not with somebody who is only coming with the tag of speech therapist. So what I wanted to add to what both of you said, that what if you look at our skills, that we are dispensing a service, we are not dispensing goods, we are dispensing service. And possibly, like you said, ma'am, you have a clear boundary, including training staff, that possibly if you don't know, you're also meeting the parent for the first time, or it is the first 10 sessions, possibly if you can be clear about that, the fees should be paid initially, and that is how my system works. Like you said, it's a trial and error with everybody, with every patient. Sometimes it is different, but I think when COVID started, and things start, even a doctor's consultation started going online. When a doctor himself was doing it, any professional, I mean, there were losses. So a patient would take your services but not pay, and then obviously the patient is untraceable. When there is good marketing involved, you have a platform who is giving the doctor hardly 20 to 30% of the revenue, but that platform is getting the patient to pass the hoop of payment first and then going to the specialist. You have your thoughts? I thought, sir, anything? Were you thinking something?
No. About thoughts about what whether the platform is taking money, is it right or wrong?
No. That
Uh-huh.
how it was structured, that if,
Yeah.
so a similar thing, if the patient were to approach you directly, we
Yes.
are not charging first, we are not charging upfront. Whereas if you go through a platform, the platform was charging upfront. So irrespective of the background that you're coming from, if you're going through a platform, you're paying first and then meeting the professional. Whereas,
Yeah.
people who are directly meeting the professional first, like in clinic setup, we may not be open up with our fees initially. And then, I think all of us have lost money like this in COVID. If
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah. We all have. Ma'am, would you like to go first? Then I'll share mine.
Uh, this experience everybody must have had, that 2 minute ही बात करनी है, and then they come into your clinic, and then, sorry, I am audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Then they take your half an hour, and when they go out, your receptionist asks for money, तो हमने 2 minute ही बात की. So
Correct.
for that, we have given some chits. So whatever questions you want to discuss, please write. Then they retrospect, and then that conversation can be cut down. And then you can say, okay, you need consultation and you have to pay this much charges, because they may be wanting to discuss about school placement or changing of the school. So many issues they come up with. So the kids who have already passed through therapy and now they are outside in a mainstream or a special education. So these parents also try to take disadvantage of your availability. So we need to have a structured fee structure for that also. Counseling, consultation.
Yes, absolutely. Post-COVID, in my clinic, especially, without paying the fees up front, is now a rule in my clinic. You will not be able to see my face. So it has come with a lot of losses in terms of people getting a little irritated. But then the script is this way. My receptionist will say, हमारे सर बहुत बिजी है, उनका टाइम बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो आपको जो टाइम देंगे वो टाइम पे पहुंच जाएंगे, आपको 1 घंटा पूरा मिलेगा, तो ये टाइम पे यू हैव टू कम. So the thing here is, if it is a transaction that people are trying to make with you and not seeking transformation, then the fees beforehand becomes a problem. And now it has been 3 years. No, it's the fourth year now, 2021. It's been and it's been running quite well. But the reason was I was fed up of waiting for people to come. And then two patients will come. One who is on time will be there on time. The other who is a little lazy about what they want to do will not be there. It has worked out. I've been lucky, I will say. But I don't know from different cultural settings, background settings, how it is. So that is something that will have to be seen. So again, if we just if you could give me a moment to just look at it through this parameter of motive, Chekhov's gun, and running gag and payoff. So it is, we would look at as the motive is to reinforce your core value that the process of therapy is a planned journey and your time is being respected, your and mine. And the Chekhov's gun would be that they feel that it is transactional, that they, if they don't get what they wanted, they will lose out a lot. So that is the Chekhov's gun that we will have to focus on. So like charging upfront would be, they would have to make the first move, and there is a chance that they will lose their money. So the thing is bringing value on your own self, that uh, if you are good, you will be a busy therapist, busy professional. And if you are not, also spend time in reading. Even that time when you're using and reading and you put it in your calendar, it is something that is very good. Then you have is the running gag, is the typical pushback that other places don't take. They leave it open ended. At some places it works, but here is a very time based system that is going on. So the payoff would be, at first families will hesitate, but 3 sessions in, 4 sessions in, people will start seeing that okay, they feel that everyone arrives on time, here things work in a certain way, and then your whole system, your whole clinic will start enjoying that. And then that even puts confidence in the mind of your receptionist and those taking your appointments, or even if you are doing the same, it brings confidence. The main thing is to try. So that is what I want to share. Thank you.
One
Yes,
more thing
please,
I
please,
wanted
ma'am.
to add. Many a times, really parents cannot afford. So I had a social approach towards my practice. So I wanted to earn also because I have to manage clinic, but provide service at an affordable way. So what I did, I formed a group. So if you cannot pay for one-to-one session, you can come in group. I will guide you. You have to either trade money or give your time and your efforts. So parents have to deal with the child. I will guide them, teach the techniques. Meanwhile, I attend to the second child. That mother practices that skill, and that's how with the four children at a time, I could earn same as in one session. So that can also be tried at a. So those who cannot afford don't feel that okay, I was not entertained because I had no money. She didn't give me time. So this can also be practiced.
Ma'am, that's a very valuable suggestion. Like, that's a very valuable suggestion where your time is respected, in terms of the revenue that you're getting, but you're able to cater to somebody who may not be able to pay. I just want to pick up on one last point that he said, if a lot of us also struggle with a lot of patients keeping credit. Some of them pay, some of them, like you said, they're coming for a transformation. They understand the truth that we are putting forward, like what is going on, what is the session about. And there will be that certain percentage who will be disappearing after keeping that credit, and that I think mounts to a lot of losses, because you keep giving sessions thinking that yes, the payment will come through, and then it doesn't. So therein lies what Daniel sir earlier mentioned about Anton's gun. You have to pick up on those small traits or behaviors, that where is this leading to, because otherwise you are just hosting anxiety within yourself about your own payment system. You need to pick up that what is the thing which is there. It is being treated like homework. It is being treated like, आज मेरे बच्चे को ये problem है, can you just look into this thing and just solve it. And there is, you understand, you are not getting through. It has been 10 sessions, 12 sessions, 15 sessions. Your payment is also due, and what you are saying is also not getting through. It is time, because if it is the 10th or the 15th session, then it is honestly not the mistake of the parent. It is your mistake that you did not pick up key. There is something going on and I may not be getting my due. So therein your scripting, understanding the situation, हाँ कल देंगे, you have provided services. How would it be for a counter, over the counter service? You have purchased something, you have given your services, and you have to put your foot down in getting the remuneration. Irrespective of how you appear, I think both of you are also trying to put up the same point, that irrespective of how you appear should not be your problem. You have to be delivering the truth, or at least the scientific basis to them, and after that you definitely you can then proceed with the charging. Ma'am, we have discussed about real estate in the, the difference in real estate. Ma'am, please shed light on that.
So I again go back to my learnings. I used to crib a lot about, audiometer costs same thing, and knowledge is same. Everything is same. Whatever I am earning, I mean, whatever I am charging is much less. So one of my counterpart from Mumbai said, okay, everything else, electricity is little higher at Kolhapur. So I used to calculate all my revenue heads. And he said, only one thing is different. You own the place, the cost, maybe the space is more, but the cost in Mumbai and Kolhapur will different. So there that difference lies, and it was an eye opener for me. So yes, we have to consider when we are charging the patient, we will have to consider this in mind, that whatever amount of rent or investment we have done is according to our own city, and according to the income criteria of our area, we have to charge. So when I was thinking the bullet points, I realized there are certain areas where yearly income comes, like as in Kolhapur, we get sugar bills. So during Diwali time, they have money. So maybe I can place my yearly fees during that period. So your session starts from the Diwali time, and till next Diwali, you can pay advance fees. So, so they have money, one time income is there, and they can pay me one time. But for some, those who are salaried, I can structure my fees according to their salary schedule. So what we tried, on first, nobody gets the salary. So we restructured our fee schedule from 10th to 10th.
Okay.
So that helped a lot because they had their own salary. On first, if we say, so what they used to do, work till 10th and then stop. So first, because we don't have payment to, in cash in our hand to pay, so stop session on first and then come back on 10th. Now we can pay advance, and now you restart the therapy. So we restructured it from 10 to 10. So instead of first to first, monthly fees are taken from 10 to 10. So they have their salaries in hand. So these two things.
So, ma'am, the yearly one that you said about the sugar thing is so cultural, right? It is the cultural background of the sugar belt of Maharashtra, and that worked for you. I mean, that's how it came in the picture, basically. If any audience members wants to approach, you want to talk, you want to write down something in the chat box that I can read out to them, you are open, you're welcome. If you have anything more, it is for this purpose that we are having this talk today. So please be open, write it out, unmute yourself. You can talk to all of us. Everybody can join in the participate in the discussion that is going on. So ma'am, I also wanted to put forth basically that in tier 1, when we are working, I don't think we look at the financial background at all, unless we are an institution. Like some of the children that I work with, they are also going to a NGO based institution in South Bombay. Over there, they have somebody paying 100 rupees for 2 hours, and then there is somebody who's paying 1500 for 2 hours, because that is based on the structure. Most individuals who we are working alone, like Daniel sir just mentioned, we decide our own, like whether it is 300 rupees for 40 minutes, or you are 3000 rupees, depending on the area we are in. I don't think we look into that in the way you just mentioned, that yes, we do look into the financial background, the capabilities, and then we make a plan. Like I can see you in a group where you can be paying the least, but at least you get the services, not one-on-one, but at least 4-on-1, you are getting the same service, basically.
maybe I would like to add here. So you should know yourself. What is your mindset?
Correct.
So if I have a social approach, I do want to give the service, but manage my income as well. So if I am commercial, I'll say no. My fees are this. Okay, because income matters to me, and I may have a free time which I'll spend however I want. So these are two different views. So first I suggest to the newcomers, they should know what is their mindset, whether they can manage with the insecure feeling. So okay, is he going to give my payment, or am I going to get next patient or no?
Correct.
So one should learn how to manage their insecurity, because entrepreneurship is living with insecurity.
Yeah.
Well
So
said. Well
that
said.
you have to develop that mindset and how to cope with that feeling of insecurity. Then secondly, know your market, which area you are in. As I said, I am in sugar belt, so I have to restructure according to that. And after shifting from Mumbai, I could not adjust to the cycle. There are no patients and there is a lot of people walking in. So now we are used to, okay, this will be our off season and this will be
Yeah.
our
Full
peak
season.
season.
Correct.
And it may not match everywhere. I mean, India being diversity, everywhere it will be different. So we have to study the cycles and accordingly manage our time. So we earn more when there is a peak season, especially in tier two. So Diwali, people do have their bonuses. So they want to have therapy done during that period. They may stop, take a break in between. So all these things will be different for each one of us. So we should know the market well, what is happening, what is the psychology of the child, and how I can psychology of the parent,
Parents.
and adjust according to
Um,
their needs.
I just want to put forth, like, get your opinions on how this works, irrespective of suppose what we do, irrespective of what we have discussed right now. You have very little, maybe 1%, 2% of the population, that irrespective of what you do, how you're getting through, you still have to put up with bargaining. With in certain situations, it may be a one-time thing that you are handling, and in certain situation, it is there every time you are meeting that family, meeting that patient, whatever, however you want to term it. So I want both your thoughts and opinions, because I think that is where we are the most insecure. Like, you're doing the session, the family is coming in, with this with this family, these are my charges, or in general these are my charges, and then this happens. So I would like both your inputs for it. And this has nothing to do with tier one, tier two. This is hard wired into the Indian DNA. Wherever you are, you definitely have faced this. And like Shilpa ma'am said, that you could be at your peak insecurity when you are handling this. So please, both your opinions.
Daniel, please go ahead.
Okay. Ma'am, I was to ask you first. Okay. So again, is two, three things is because many say beta, beta. I said, I am your beta, so then let me earn more. You are happy when your children earn well. So this is worth my time and this is how I charge. And I'm very happy that you feel free, that you are ready to bargain. And in India, we have this thing ki pooch ke to dekho. So I said, very good. Thank you for asking. And it's very nice for therapy that you are very happy and open with me. But let me be open with you that I cannot make it less here. Because once you've made an assessment of how, if they are affording or not, because many a times those who are just looking to see where they get the best deal, many a times it is the Chekhov's gun that is ready to blow off. So
It
it
is.
is something that we need to replace it with. Do you trust me that I am going to give you the best service? If you don't, it is okay. I say, if you don't like my face, it's okay. You can meet. There are many qualified colleagues of mine. And this kind of insecurity also comes from a place of a little bit of self righteousness that I used to struggle with. Oh, that guys are charging so much. How money minded that fellow is. And it's until when the electrician who came home and fixed our AC wiring charged a bill of 1,500 rupees for doing 15 minutes of job. I said, I'm charging less than them.
Bas ho gaya. I
It
know.
just killed my insecurity. I said, इतना पढ़ाई किया is not worth it. So, ma'am, over to you.
Same thing. If we have a fixed fee structure, suppose X amount for this much one session or something, so then they have tendency to bargain. But we have different plans, so we allow them. You select the plan, we will be there. So then there are less chances of bargaining. So that has helped me. Earlier, there used to be a lot of bargaining, but then we derived, like as I said, if you can't afford, you have to give your time to me. So either give money or time, both are equally valuable. So if you want my time, either you give money, then you will get less of my time, you give your time, compensated by giving your time. So that has helped, and people do opt the first option. Those who really cannot afford, they do opt. But there are four types of people. I keep learning a lot. So customer psychology I was going through, and it applies to us also, as in audio and speech. So there are four types of people. One, those who really want to pull extract maximum from you. Second is those who are techno savvy. They know what they want, and they have done all the research, like they have done research on autism or hearing aids, and they come back, so you have to deal with them technically. Third one is, I missed one, but fourth one is the one who obeys, and he wants the experience. So third one is techno. I missed it. I'll just get back to it. So mainly these three, I keep meeting them. So what we have to do is make them feel that yes, experience is more valuable, and we are getting much more for money. And then slowly that cribbing of money goes away. For first 2 3 months, yes, there is a more what we say discussion about fees. So they say, we don't know you, how are you going to take therapy? So we say, okay, 1 month is a trial period. uh, we will not give you 2 or 3 sessions trial, because 2 3 sessions go in rapport building only. So this clearly is put in final discussions. You, if you want to really know what speech therapy does, you at least engage with us for 1 month, and then subsequently it will be for 3 months, because 15 days and 10 days we will not be able to show you any differences. And then they realize, okay, so you have to give that feel expert feeling. Okay, they have met a expert in this, and then they stop bargaining. So that's how we have worked.
Arpita ma'am, you can unmute yourself and we can talk actually. We have a note from Dinaz ma'am saying, I always say, ma'am, sir, we do not bargain. If you have a genuine problem, I can suggest the hospital setup and show your IT papers, and we will consider whatever is possible. Those who are genuine actually have found that they will not ask for discount, but we can make it out from the information and ourselves offer the discount. That is exactly, I think, in summary, what you were trying to say, the difference in the pattern of systems that you want to keep your charges. I think
Hello.
Arpita ma'am is unmuted herself. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Uh, First of all, I would like to introduce myself, Shilpa ma'am. I'm so.
You went on mute, ma'am. You went on mute.
Okay, do I need to catch hold of it?
Yes.
Okay. A very good evening to all of you, and special thanks to Shilpa ma'am. You have already answered a lot of questions which we were facing. Slightly, I want to give you a background. I am a person who was into academics, and I was into salaried income till 2 years back. Now, due to some transferable job of my husband, I started a clinic. So I am not new also, because I'm somebody who had a good academic background and research background. But as startup of my own clinic, I was very naive. So as you said, you have to understand the population first, and all that study takes a huge lot of time, ma'am. And the investment we are into, gone are the days when speech therapy tools and everything, starting a clinic was much more easier. Now the tools, the toys, everything has become so costlier that people who have a startup to have staffs who are talking to you or taking your money or managing your money. You have a staff with a varied background, like occupational therapist may be with you, or there might be special educator helping the education part. It takes a lot of effort, ma'am. What I have faced is that understanding uh, the difficulty is not at the startup point. When I explain to the patients that this is the amount I charge, you have to pay in advance, this is the fees, and everything is done, I start facing problem after a couple of months. What they do is they feel that we are going on for a holiday. So if we are going for a holiday for 10 to 20 days, why are we going to spend the amount? So what they do is they will only tell us that we are going for 2 3 days, and they'll not turn up for at least 20 days. So meanwhile, my 20 hours of sessions are gone because I believed that person that they will come back. And if I talk about the cycle, as you told, that 10 every 10th of the month you can charge the patient, then again they will only inform us that we are not going to continue or suddenly stop continuing on the 11th of the month. So by the time, maybe there are many patients who have already said that I do not have my session now, I'm already occupied, please turn up later. And you have lost the patient also, and you have lost the present patient also. So how to deal with that? What is your take on that, ma'am?
We have faced this issue quite frequently, that they don't turn up, or they without informing they stop the therapy. And I have around 10-15 staff, so it's a quite a stress on me. So what we have decided, that we inform the parents, if you want to take a break, if the parent is regular for 1 year and they may want to go for a holiday, so they have to pay a certain amount to clinic. You can decide on your own. So that will take care of that staff's salary, and same time and same slot will be maintained for them. So this has helped me. uh, they are ready. Okay, if the fee is 5,000, they have to pay say 1,000 as a continuation. So they are okay with it because the timing matters to them. So some parents have agreed to this, and that is considered. So we know that patient is going to come back, and we have a 1 month slot. At least they inform and then they go. They pay you in advance. That fee we consider in the next month. So you have some running cash with you, and you can allocate a different child to your therapist, or that time can be taken care of. So at least in for information, this has helped me.
Yeah,
Anything?
and
Any?
also like a three-strike strategy in terms of patients who need you will come back. And the thing is, if they're not coming back in 3 days as promised, send out in writing, WhatsApp, email, documented that your session is being given to someone else. And because we feel there are only two patients around us, but there's a whole ocean, and it is just that be very clear that this will be awarded to somebody else and who is been on the wait list. So using this kind of language helps. So this has worked in our clinic, and if and it is a prepaid strategy in our clinic, because so that helps. So it will be billed. So, and you have signed up, so there is a they sign up at the start. So this is something like some hygiene in our systems will bring a lot more help. So that is what I would say.
Good point, Daniel. Even we give written um, declarations like, okay, you will be charged this much. These are the rules, and we make the parents sign, because after 2-3 months, they'll say this was never told to us. So to avoid those hassles, we give it in writing. This is the format, and these are the rules. So that has helped structured way.
And to what Arpita ma'am just said, yes, you have the buffer of just the number of days that the person has told you. And see, there are natural things like coming back, your child falling ill, having to stay back somewhere. So these are natural calamities that can happen, and natural calamities in the sense that actually falling ill and like the patient not doing it by themselves is what I'm getting to. So when you put it in writing, or before the parent is leaving, you also say that, then see if it gets extended. I have a lot more children who are waiting, or patients who are waiting. So once you are back, I will start you off as against cancellation, and then we can continue with regular sessions once there is place. So if you are handling individuals who may not be willing to pay you, you can put this through. Let's see. I really need to cater to some more people as well, because we don't run 10 and 15-minute OPDs. Our sessions are 40, 45 minutes. So irrespective whether you work for 6 hours or 12 hours, all your slots will get full. So I will take you up as against cancellation once you're back, and then we can work our way through it. If you are regular, obviously, things will fall in place. So that is one way, like you're saying, apart from having some advance patients who are going to come back to you, and where you are looking to settle for your losses, this also can be given in writing. Yes, ma'am, please.
One more point I wanted to add. Those who want to stop therapy in between, we have given them option either pay monthly fee. If you want to take this advantage, pay session wise. So session wise fees are more than
Yes,
monthly fees.
yes.
So somehow we make up with our earnings. So it is okay for them. Okay, I want to come for only 10 sessions, pay session wise or pay monthly. So these are the two options. So that also can be tried.
Just like bargaining, ma'am, I also want to put forth one more thing. Yes, ma'am. Arpita, ma'am, tell me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll try this time. I'll try.
Hope
Um,
it is helpful.
So one more thing that I wanted to bring forth with this monthly, this thing that you just said, that the session fee that you are trying to do what happens is, and again, this is like hardwired in Indian DNA. This is not small town, big town, nothing of that sort. Is um, sort of getting no. I was thinking of something and I just lost it. I'm sorry. If you have anything to discuss, please continue. Yes, sorry. XYZ person, another professional, well-established professional, may not be of our field, some other. If I pay upfront, like you said, ma'am, so if the per session fees are more than the monthly fees, so that you are being conscientious, you're looking into the patient's financial background also. But that person says, if I pay for 10 or 15 sessions upfront, मेरा एक session free होगा. If I pay by this card, you will give me 10% down. Okay, so I personally know people who'd have done this, and then you have some rebound patients, or how it is on Google review. You will have just like the bargaining point. So if I make an advance of 10 sessions, will there be a certain discount? If your POS machine is of this bank and I'm paying through the same card, will I get a discount? Just as a psychological thing, how do you think we should handle it and go about it? Just both your views. Because we are being compared to अरे कोई और करता है, somebody else is selling it as a packaged product. If you buy 3 soaps, the 4th comes free, otherwise you buy only 1 soap. So what do you do with your services when you have calculated these things, you have your own plans and all, but then there are these things which somebody will come and definitely offer this. So just your views, both your views on this.
So generally, I tell whatever things will come along with it. Suppose I have a psychologist working with me. We give lot of psychological support to the parents. So these sessions are free. So we don't bargain in the fees, but we give more value. So we have toy library, we have book library. So all this will be additional to,
Included, yeah.
so included in that. And that's how we tell, but we don't bargain on the fee structure, because one, it is not right on the other patient who is paying well, and
Correct.
afterwards they generate gossip. So either pay this or you shift to a simpler version. That is very clear.
I have one question, ma'am.
Please
I
go ahead.
had asked it in the chat box also. So,
Oh,
like, if we have given a package of, say, whatever, 20 sessions or a month's package, and there is a certain amount of leaves that we inform that in a package of 20 sessions, you will be getting four leaves apart from the Sundays, right? But the parent keeps taking leaves again and again. How are we supposed to handle that?
So earlier, what I used to do, if the child is really ill, admitted to hospital, they have to show me the documents, and then we used to waive that fee. But after COVID, it was very difficult because repeated upper respiratory infections and things are happening. So we have stopped it. If they are taking leave, it is like school. We ask them, are you going and discussing with the school teacher, my child didn't come, and reduce the fee? So if you are opting for monthly fee, we will not cut down on your leaves. It is up to you. So most of the time, parents are regular unless and until the child is sick. So we have to be very strict with that. Either
Yeah,
go
because
monthly
I
or a
had
session wise. That's it.
Okay, because I had put it in my rules and regulation performer that for a month's package, the maximum amount of leaves would be seven. So one parent had a lot of agreement on that. That how can you do that? Matlab, only seven leaves are and all that. So I put up the same point that in a school you cannot ask them to waive off the fees. You have to pay the fee, even for the June holidays you are paying the fee, right? But then parents are like that, and then they will stop coming and they will make you the gold diggers and all. They will call you like that only in the
will
end.
vilify you, vilify
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Uh,
And then somewhere you start feeling guilty about it, that maybe, I mean, you should just let it go and give some discount and on this, and that is how this becomes a cycle, that they keep taking leaves and again. So
um, Can I? I'll just add something over here because you are talking about a very structured plan over here. Just going back, circling back to what Daniel sir said earlier, that if you detect this is happening, to cut your own losses, don't let it repeat for the next month. Okay, and no, you cannot let it go. What happens is you devalue yourself if you let it go. Okay, so if you detect that this is the issue with this particular family or that you are working with, don't let it happen for the second month. You put them against cancellation. That, see, there are other children who are willing to pay in and come twice or thrice. अरे उनको भी चाहिए, they also need it. So as and when you're coming, you go back to a session wise fee, and whenever you come, my staff will try to adjust you against cancellation. No threat, nothing, just being told very plainly. Like he said, there is an ocean if you open your eyes, and there are many more children in need than if you have your slots open. So don't suffer the loss for the next month as well. You detect that ki possibly this is running in the background. This is what is likely to, sorry, happen. So we will sort of either keep you session wise, or once you're back again and ready to commit, we will try adjusting you in. So what happens is they actually value you, that okay, madam ke paas line hai, there are other many kids who are waiting for this particular madam, and then you don't feel bad about it. I don't know if I
Exactly.
made this sense.
Yeah,
mm,
absolutely. You're just promoting value. That's it.
okay, thank you.
One more thing. Maybe we have to work on our own. We generally get uh, comfortable in our comfort zone. So as an entrepreneur, we need to keep breaking our own comfort zone. So maybe we are used to a particular type of fee structure, then we prefer to use it. So we are not open for experiments. So just check. Have I gone into my comfort zone, and I'm not ready to change my attitude towards collecting fees or discussing and counseling style. So we have to keep observing ourselves also.
Also, Ma'am, I'll push in one very small, quick story. One of my colleagues, very close to me, she reduced her charges through COVID. The usual. So many people have lost their jobs and this and that. But when I was speaking to her, because your fees is a direct reflection of your value. Okay, from sitting in Thane, I know people they will visit the doctor at Valkeshwar Cuff Parade, the poshest area. They will wait for 2 hours and they will pay almost 5,000 for a 15-minute consultation. Like, I will come to know if 15-minute ka 5,000 was a junior doctor who is in practice for the last 5 years. They will pay much more for a very senior doctor by waiting that much. So that kind of a value system. So through COVID, one of my very close colleagues, what happened was she reduced her charges on humanitarian grounds. And then she also said ki I am not utilizing my space. I had to give up that. So mera bhi rent kam hai. So I thought I will overall sort of reduce my charges. It backfired very badly in terms of her own value. Like, so now she was not able to scale up again. She was not able to go back to her original fees. Once she started, she fell so short on her rent also because she thought that I don't know indefinitely when am I going to go back to my rented space again? Again, coming down to the real estate value that you said. But essentially, what happened is her value decreased. That, oh, madam can charge this much, and she was unnecessarily charging us, almost 250 rupees more. So that means you are okay with this charge, and we are not okay. Now, if you want to increase our charges, we are going to change the therapist. And then she was like, oh, so I did not have any value. My therapy, the way I was working, I did not have any value. So what you may think as a humanitarian or you're being conscientious, you need to plan it out in the way that, she mentioned time versus money and not sudden reduction for only one person, because then it does not pan out very well because everybody speaks to each other, whether it is us, whether it is parents and professionals, everybody talks. And today you have this in your pocket. So everybody talks. Whatever you give in writing, screenshots can be taken. Whatever you give on writing, the other party may have a disappearing message timer, so it may go. So there are various ways in which this ends. It may not always be good. So you have to be careful in the way you're planning, and how you plan should also be in black and white, like ma'am said. You have 3 different plans, have it in black and white. So everybody's aware of it. So is there any more points you want to discuss, or should we wind up? It is 8:15 almost. Saturday evening, 8:15.
Smita, I would like to thank you for providing this opportunity because it was again reflecting back. Okay, how did I progress and what
Absolutely,
changes I
ma'am.
made? So it's looking
I
I-
just would like to congratulate Shilpa and Daniel for
Thank you so much.
giving such a insightful, ideas to the youngsters and upcoming practitioners. And it is the need of the hour, I feel.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I always remember during class you used to say use technical words. It will help. I used to spitefully say, ma'am is simply making us remember tough things.
Yeah.
It is paying us off right now. And it's really helpful, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Thank
those
you.
words
Thank you.
in the formative years.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I
Thank
would
you.
like to quote Geeta Gore, ma'am. I spoke to her and she said that if seniors speak and you give these advice, like we are, there are so many. This is going to be recorded. It will be made available to so many more people. Each one of us getting into practice do not have to reinvent the wheel. I quote her because she put it so nicely that why does everybody need to go through the same thing, learn through negative experience when you have seniors willingly giving this advice, which is going to help so many of us to think differently. I think now Mint Chutney has a very special place in all our brains after today. That
Definitely.
Mint Chutney and detecting that gun, detecting
Gun.
these. Yes, I don't think we are going away without any very delightful imagery today. So,
Thanks to Daniel too.
Thank you.
So, a very small token of love and appreciation from Insightful for both Shilpa ma'am as well as sir for making time for this and talking to all of us and sharing this knowledge as we go ahead. And I think there are two more this thing. Dinaz ma'am said absolutely lovely session. Sharmin ma'am said absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you everyone. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
all.
to the audience who attended this and many more people that this video will be reaching out to. So Arpita ma'am also says very nice. Thank you. I think the practical tips will help a lot of us. So we'll wind up for a Saturday evening. So good night everyone. Bye.
Good night. Thank
Bye. Good
you.
night.
Bye.